The racers are set up with capital Z for strength HP. We can see starting stats, they're going to be starting with a strength score of 5, so we'll have to see if they have anything to go along with that. In a minute, I'm going to be a little bit behind, and then I will switch over to up. And they've started the race. It's an herb, a key, herb, and no spells. So the starting strength of 5. Tricky start. Let's see how they handle it. Even Drakeys can be pretty difficult to hit with a strength of 5. I see lavkian going for it. Do they have any ability to heal other than the herbs they picked up out of the treasury, the throne room there? So let's see if he makes use of his herbs to try and take down this Drakey. We do have a successful red slime kill for JJ, and the Drakey does take care of lavkian there, so the edge goes to JJ for fighting the red slimes, sticking to the desert tiles. Away from Drakey, so he's got the right idea, I think, with the strength score that they're starting with. Let me know if I'm ahead or behind, or if it sounds just about right. Ghosts are popping up here for lavkian, and they are breathing baby fire, but that's enough to knock them out when they have minimal HP at this point. And we're gonna have a level up here. So early success for JJ. Going to have a 9 power increase, so he will be able to venture out maybe and kill some ghosts. Let's see if he takes down this ghost here. And the ghost unfortunately breathes fire. Now, lavkian seems to be heading out into a different zone. It wasn't far from the castle, but the Axe Knight is not what you want to see on level 1, that's for sure. So, to the castle he goes. Looking for his first experience point, and we're nearly 2.5 minutes into the race. He's also sticking to the same desert tiles. Desert in Dragon Warrior 1 has the highest encounter rate, so when you're racing, you're looking to take on enemies as quickly as possible. And we see one player able to defeat Drakeys and the other player having to run away from Drakeys. So that's the early level up advantage that we're seeing so far. Points for lavkian. Through this as efficiently as possible. Low starting strength. Magicians are not what he wants to see. Ghosts are dangerous, as we found out with their fire breath, so smartly running away from ghosts as well. Sticking with Drakeys, and we have another level for Jay. 1 and a big MP boost. Let's see if he bothers to, well, we don't have any spells yet, so he's not going to bother P at this point. Take on a magician, and let's not forget that he does have a couple of herbs if he wants to use them on the early game here. Oh, running away from the magician, and choosing also not to fight the ghost with the fire breath, so I think he's hunting Drakeys. And we're gonna have a level up now for lavkian if he can avoid death from this red slime here. He's down to 4 HP, and players sticking directly to the castle looking for level ups rather than venturing out and trying to find a town or a cave nearby. I guess they figure without any gold to work with, finding a town is less useful. You're not going to be able to buy any equipment right away. Fast and furious after these smallest of enemies. JJ's strategy so far, although I'd like to see him take a chance and take on a magician if he finds one, but, well, we'll see if he does now on level 4, what kind of power boost he gets here. Only one more power. Checking spells, he has the heal spell now. He should definitely be looking for magicians and scorpions. Let's see if he goes out away from the castle. He's looking for new enemies now. Level up. Well, we just had a level up for lavkian, level 3. Well, scorpions, I think, are probably going to be too tough for him still. Let's find a town and a cave, though. Garenham. So, with 68 gold pieces, how's he going to spend it? He's going to need a torch for that nearby cave. Grabs one of those. With 1 herb, 1 dragon scale, additional torch, additional dragon scale? I'm not sure if I saw that right. Okay, it was 3 torches and a dragon scale. Okay. Does don the dragon scale if you want to mark that off. JJ has the dragon scale equipped, and we have our first equipment boost of the game, +2 defense for him. A lot of expensive equipment in the shop, taking note of it. And he's going to move on. Let's see if he explores the cave now as lavkian continues to work towards level 4. This looks like it may be the Swamp North Cave. He's going directly south, trying to make his way through, successfully running from a magic wyvern. And a knight. Some good run luck here. See if he gets to the other side. Oh boy, if he can get away from this droll. He's about 2 steps away from the stairs, and no fire breath. And that could be a backdoor into a way to get keys. Now, he doesn't have enough gold for keys. Let's see if he checks that out again, or if he wants to level up further first. Now he's got the right idea. You can do 2 to 3 to 4 damage on this magician. Experience points. So he has the heal spell to fall back on. While we see the magician taking out lavkian. Still only on level 3, so really leveling up edge and exploration edge, I guess you could say, going to JJ here in the early game. Lavkian getting a little bit unlucky with some of his encounters. Oh, the magician has heal. That is going to be much more difficult to deal with unless... Oh, and he has Dragon Lord Breath with a small percentage to use that ability. So, be the magician not such a good idea after all. Most of the magicians are out. Well, I wonder if he's going to try and look around maybe for a magic drakey or a scorpion. Instead, it looks like he's back to hunting down drakeys. 1. Lavkian finds Garenham. Watching to see if he dons the dragon scale, and he does. Not even able to buy a torch, but he just immediately sells the dragon scale, and the bonus for equipping it stays with him even if he sells it. So smart move there in order to pick up a torch. Out of there. He'll check the shop first, of course. And knights, we find out, have stop spell. So that is an interesting early game enemy. If he can get just a little bit stronger, I think he still is not going to be able to fight this knight. something to remember for later. Actually, very easy knight with a pretty good amount of experience points. And a next knight for lavkian. See you later. JJ now exploring west, a little north. He's going to go across the swamp now, looking for new territory. I see a skeleton now. See, I would have gone after that skeleton to see if I could have done 2 damage or 3 damage to the skeleton. Not quite strong enough yet. Scorpion is perfect, though. That's a good find. Maybe he'll stick in this little zone here that he's found. Doing 4 damage, and he has... Oh, but it breathes fire. Wow, so the early game enemies are trolling these guys. Can't find anything safe to fight except the Drakey here. That is too frustrating for the players. Well, now we have a Poltergeist. Let's see if he can damage the Poltergeist. He actually does 2 damage to the Poltergeist. It would take about 9 or 10 attacks at this rate. I think he should go for it, and he will. He has a plethora of heal spells to fall back on with 58 MP. This is the right move in my opinion. Now's the time to cast it. Don't need to take chances. Gonna get 18 experience points with this if he can outlast him. Like lavkian was also trying the swamp cave. Player managing to make it through to the other side. And a nice experience pickup for JJ there. And he finds another Poltergeist. So a nice little spot. Lavkian starting to actually explore a little further out. Well, never mind. Now he's trying this desert region. Maybe he's going to try and take on a skeleton. He does 3 damage to the skeleton. Again, I think he should go after the skeleton here. I think they're worth about 25 experience points. So they're both on the right track, trying to find something better than Drakeys to spend their time on. I don't know if that next level is going to be hurt more, so both furiously going after these next tier enemies, trying to get to level 5. And that heal spell at level 4 was a pretty big deal. Lavkian spends another heal spell, and in an epic struggle with the skeleton, doing 3 damage at a time, another heal spell. Skeleton's doing 6 or 7 damage. He's getting 1 to 2 attacks in for every heal, and I still think it's the right call. He should continue this until he gets him. On the other hand, finding a sweet spot full of poltergeists. All of the grind spots here. Skeleton is seriously putting up a fight. Becoming about a 25 rounder. Gotta get him after all this. And he goes down for 25 experience points. And JJ is up to level 5. I missed if he learned any new spells, actually. Wolf Lords have hurt. That's good to know for just a little bit later. Potential enemy. Look at lavkian going all the way through the swamp here to the north. He's found the north edge, and he finds a town way up there, and it's Garenham. He saved up about 40 gold, so not even enough for a club at this point, but note of what's available in the first weapon shop. Meanwhile, JJ finds more poltergeists, 15 experience at a time. He might be able to one-shot. It's close. Well, you got him. see Lav can buy any equipment there. It does find Magidrakes. That's another pretty good enemy at his current strength level, except Dragon Lord Breath for the Magidrake. And back to the throne room you go, sir. Should not have taken it easy, but good chance. And one-shotting a ghost now, no longer an issue, so Jay choosing to venture out and explore with the heal spell. I'm not totally sure about this decision. I think that heal spell on the 59 MP, it might be worth starting to go out and find some stuff. Content to sit on these poltergeists maybe for one more level. We're in the 160s, I believe. He will the level 6. There if he keeps finding these poltergeists. Lavkian is back to looking for Drakies in the Tantegel Desert. Not sure about that move. I think he needs to find something better to kill than a Drakey. Scorpion, a very good enemy here. I don't remember if we saw that Scorpions have something nasty, but him down. And a level up for JJ. Establishing a small experience lead and 10 power now for JJ. And they do have the outside spell at level 6. Not sure if he learned it at level 5 or not. So thinking about venturing out and starting to map his way towards the world here. 17.5 minutes into the race, and we're seeing a lot of Tantegel Castle so far. If Lavkian makes note of this spot, this is the same spot that JJ was grinding on with these poltergeists. And he's using the same strategy. Okay, so that's a level up for Lavkian, and I'll be interested to see if he continues to grind there. And we have a town. And is this? Sorry, it's the same town. I know when he goes a little bit south, we run into these Wraith Knights and other enemies like this. So maybe he should be going up towards the north. Lavkian did. Oh, we have to search the square here. Spark over bridge, as they say. Stuff up. Scenery. Water on 3 sides. Bridge on the 4th. Another cave here? Who's found this cave yet? What is this now? He's going to use the torch, and it's the mountain cave. Quite close to the castle. Enemies he does not want to see at this point. 67 damage. You exiting the cave prematurely. Or if he's going to go back in there or just make a note of it. Would be very useful. Particularly, they don't have keys yet. So sometimes you want to get through the mountain cave when you have keys. Just in case there's a gold. Do it all. 2 birds with 1 stone. Going back to Poltergeist Alley here. See if he finds one. He finds a scorpion. Scorpion does the baby breath, but no match anymore. Points to deal with that at this point. Spell's in reserve, so not afraid of the scorpion any longer. Have both found the exact same grind spot. This is actually pretty interesting to me. The whole world that's out there, they're grinding this exact same desert tile for skeletons, and poltergeists, and scorpions. It is actually the perfect move. Both players, assuming that they don't want to start exploring. JJ finally deciding. Maybe a little. level 7 is somewhere in the 330, maybe 325, somewhere around there. So getting close. Maybe want to see if the next level has hurt more. Players, I believe, are still punching the enemies, and they're wearing nothing but a dragon scale. I believe. And going north. So that section was pretty fully explored. The northwest corner of the world is up there, and now he's going east from there. Warlocks are worth a pretty good amount of experience, and he's doing some good damage to the Warlock. JJ takes down what I believe. Skeleton, and there's hurt more for JJ, and the race is on. Let's see if he can use these next 2 to 5 minutes lead that he has to widen the gap. He's got to quickly find something to fight, and if it were me, I would go right back down to that southern area below Tanteagle, where we found those Wraith Knights and Knights. But instead, he's going to explore the town of Flynn. There's now seeing if they can eke out, and I believe we have a copper sword purchase for Lavkian. Or if he bought anything else, and it looks like chainmail for AJ, which is an interesting move because he knows that he has hurt more, so he's foregoing the weapon in favor of defense. Whereas Lavkian was not aware that hurt more was coming, of course, so he went with the copper sword and no longer has the money to buy any defensive equipment. So see how that plays out. And another town spotted to the east, and a hurt moreable enemy in the Rogue Scorpion. 70 experience points just like that for JJ, and 2 towns in view, and one is Hawksness, and this is interesting because he has hurt more, and he has about 70 hit points or more. Let's see what he finds. Ooh, probably the one enemy that you can't beat right now. Should be easy enough to run away from though, so he's going to make a note of that. Come back, and here's some good enemies though. A Knight. Maybe look around in Hawksnest and see what you can find. 78 experience. Well, see what this other town is, of course. And we have keys. It's the town of Rimodar. And I don't remember if he has quite enough gold. He should. He hurt more a couple of decent enemies. That's is right there. So things are lining up well for JJ. Going to buy 6 keys here. And let's see if he decides or remembers to open the chest that's in this town. Lavkian feels like he's found a good grind spot next to the town of Garanham, taking on these warlocks until he can get to level 7. And he will get there with this victory, and he's going to discover that he now has hurt more. So that was maybe about a 3-minute head start or less that JJ had to hurt more a few enemies, and so sure he's extended that lead as much as maybe he would have missed what was in the chest. Chat will remind us what was in there, but I used 2 of his keys. So some good exploration and some good resource management by JJ here. I think Lavkian is going to do what I said, and he's going to go to that southern region from Tanteagle and find those Wraith Knights. He's going to use some hurt more down there. Let's see if the prediction holds. Ends there for JJ. Not sure if he draws a map or not, but he seems to be working his way around nicely. see at what point we have Garanham and we have Tanteagle. So at what point JJ decides to take his keys to that region. Oh, he wants to finish exploring. He is. Let's find some things that are other than ghosts at this point. Not have the repel spell at their disposal, so take Midnight, not susceptible to hurt more, chooses to pass on that. Looks like this is going to be Swamp South. So now we know where Swamp North led to. If they ever want to shortcut their way over to this region, they could go through there potentially. Or if they want to come back, go in there and cast Outside. If he doesn't have the return spell, but he is Outside, he could have warped back if he so chose. And we did a loop around, and he's back in the mountain cave from the other direction, and the Magic Wyvern again sends him home with the first turn on the Dragonbird Crest. So that's going to be a tough cave to get through, even with Hurtmore. But 7 points away from level 8, and I think he might head back there. Let's see. He wants to see exactly if there is a gold grind to be had. Frederick's Sword. That's a find. Fighter's Ring is +2, and he does equip the Fighter's Ring. There is gold available. So, lavkian. Sure. Lavkian found. Is he also in the mountain cave? Entered in. He might also be in the mountain cave. Success with Hurtmoring those enemies, and lavkian has reached level 8. Found Rimildar. He didn't explore that far east. So JJ is going to have a bit of an advantage now because he was able to find keys and he was able to get the sword. Efforts. Lavkian will be sticking with Hurtmore for a while, whereas options at his disposal should he run some demon knights or golems or such creatures. More on the Magic Wyvern. That's a revenge kill right there. 3 experience. Desert region. Try and grind off. Drakeys. I don't think that's the sort of thing he wants. I think if he walked like 3 steps south from here, he'll find a bunch of Wraith Knights. In the beginning of the game, if he knows that they're down there. Yes, right down here. Well, he finds the Drakey now that we said that he'd find something juicy. Does not find it. And I missed the first chest there of the mountain cave, but down to the 2nd level goes JJ. And it's the Silver Harp in the first town, so he now has 1 of the best items needed to finish the game. And he, I believe, just saw where the Rain Cave was, unless that was on Lavkian's screen. Cave is, he could, as he's passing through at any time, he could go trade that harp in for the Staff of Rain and get that out of the way. And the Stones of Sunlight is also available. And let's see if he decides to set up a gold grind from here. I don't know exactly he found in the shops so far that he would be grinding for, but looking not going to do. Mind, now he looks like he is going to do it, and he found a stone man a minute ago with plenty of tough enemies in here. Wyverns and the like, so he should have no trouble suiciding in here. Setting up a gold grind, perhaps for a silver shield. We'll see what he wants to do. So, yeah, access to keys really opening up the game now for JJ. And that first chest was a death necklace, so going on to that is relatively high HP at this level, so maybe that'll come into play. One cave. And these next two chests will be worthwhile for him if he can get there. Just can't quite find a way to suicide. He's just on here, and that's going to be the one. He's going to suicide on this knight. He's going to cast hurt on him for enough damage to take him down. So we'll see now if he goes after the gold. And lavkian has completed his quest. He's found now also the Stones of Sunlight and the Silver Harp. Race shaping up, of course. AJ with access to the treasury, eventually setting himself up to extend his lead here. And if lavkian can explore east and a bit north, got the resources to do it. We'll see if he finds Rimildar in a timely manner. And grind on some of these stronger enemies. The Stone Man is pretty strong. More at your disposal, so. Goes down to the Stone Man trying to run away. How art dead, sir. And JJ going beyond Silver Shield status. Oh, just by a little bit. Or what the extra gold is for, but maybe he half plate or something that he do as well. And while he's in Garenham, of course, he will have an opportunity to open the back door. So let's see what happens here. Silver Shields, got him. 1,200 gold left over, and half plate. That was the idea. A little bit left over now from his refund if he wants to stock up on herbs. He has only 2 herbs. He could stock up right now, but choosing to just check out what's in the chest. Maybe he'll grab an herb for free somewhere in here. Belt, possibly worth some money. Money is definitely worth some money. Here's an herb. Looks like he... What lavkian? Oh, lavkian has found the tablet he gave. Inside. AJ in the cave. Some good exploring being done by JJ. Was in the back door to Garenham. So you know that there's not going to be a way if Token, for example, happens to be in the grave. He didn't end up, I'm surprised he didn't use the keys to go down into the lower levels, because that's an advantage that he has that lavkian doesn't have those keys, but perhaps feeling like there's plenty of other places that the token could be in, such as the search spot in Hawk's Nest, or maybe the search spot in the overworld, or perhaps in the town of Cole. Yeah, he didn't find the town of Cole yet. So, well, he's going to go to Cantlin and check out the overworld coordinate, maybe? Fire out of me? I'm not sure. Let's see. Afghan trying his luck with the Stone Man with the Hurt More strats. As that they learned heal more. Okay, so didn't one of the players find Hawk's Nest and there's a golem there? I think it's time to take on the golem. The opportunity, but epic battle with the Stone Man. He runs away from the Stone Man. Quite a lot of resources and time spent to run away from that Stone Man. Well, and we have the bonus key for lavkian. The valuable stuff just not really breaking lavkian's way. The things that he's finding be less valuable than the things that JJ has been finding so far. 27 south, 17 east. And I'm not sure. I guess that probably is pretty walkable. If it were me, I'd probably go ahead and go back to Hawk's Nest first. May not have to deal with the overworld location. I'm just going to stop by for some fairy water. Sprinkles the fairy water over his body and now buys another one. Well, probably walking right by it, right? So it's like a free repel spell. They don't have access to repel at this point yet. Back in the small village of Two Towns here. That is back to Hawk's Nest. So that's the idea. See what's over here in the search spot. Then go to the overworld location. He has the coordinates just in case. Probably no need for the princess with these coordinates. Be enough to count it out unless there's something crazy going on. Is an herb in preparation. I'm not sure if he's aware that he has heal more. Learned it at level 9, I believe. Some baby breath, which is actually advantageous because they can hit a lot harder than that. Will hurt more on the golem is not a good strategy. That he had heal more, and he does. Healing up nicely with the Erdrick sword. He should be pounding on this golem. There he goes. Gonna take a couple more attacks. Go ahead and use the heal more. But we are going to see what's under this search spot. Barring silly mistake. 155 experience doesn't hurt either. This is the token. He now has all 3 of the quest items. He does not need to go down to the lower levels of the grave for any reason. He has the sword, he has the quest items, and he even has the fighter's ring and the death necklace. He is done looking for stuff. All he needs now is to find the armor. And I imagine he might back down out those steps now. Let's see. While lavkian finding Rimildar and now has keys to work with, so got a little bit of catching up to do in terms of running around and opening up all these doors, but there, and he has about an equal number of experience points as JJ, so if he can continue to efficiently gain experience while he's running runs, charge shield, so thoroughly planning on the gold grind on what their agility and their defense power is. Sometimes it's not necessary to go for the silver shield, so shield for now for lavkian, choosing to spend a little more time grinding. This, in my opinion, is a mistake. Just got keys. He has got to figure out where those keys lead to very quickly. No, and he doesn't necessarily know. One of those doors leads directly to the Erdrick sword. Pull up to level 10 now. taking the experience lead, and he learns Repel, also the return spell, and he does not go into Tantigo to check out the there. Instead, making his way to Garenham, maybe wants to check out what's behind that door first. Overtaking the experience lead, Lavkian. Next night puts him firmly in the lead. Continuing to count out his units. And is it going to be right there in the corner behind the trees, or is it on the other side of that water there? That's an interesting development if it turns out to be on the other side of that water. Not correctly. See what he wants to do from here. And Lavkian has found the grave, choosing not to explore the grave, or maybe he didn't have any torches. Not have any torches. Full shop now, buys a torch. Extra one for good measure. Back on Earth. So I'll expect Lavkian to go explore that grave. It'll be interesting to see if he chooses to go to the bottom of the grave, which we now know is not necessary. If he will use that opportunity to set up a gold grind. Now he doesn't know for sure that there is gold in the treasury. Sometimes you can gamble, and if you open enough chests, let's hope that there's gold in the treasury, and that it's one of the last ones that you happen to open in the treasury. Dragons have hurt more. Big of a deal. Missed it, but I assume that JJ did find the Erdrick's armor, because 20 damage from a hurt more spell pretty much can only happen if you're wearing the Erdrick's armor. So he has everything he needs now for the end game. He has the Erdrick's equipment, he's got the silver shield, he's got the 3 best items. He, I believe, saw the location of the Rain Cave, where he can trade in the Silver Harp for the Staff of Rain if he has not done so. I'm not sure if he saw the Jerk Cave. Can't remember either if he saw Charlotte Castle yet in his travels. So a little bit of searching to do, potentially. This is something I saw another racer do in another race previously. Maybe it would be prudent for him to go directly to Hawksness and grind 3 or 4 levels before searching for that one last thing. Because at that point, Repel will be much more effective to search the overworlds for the last thing. Indeed, on the other hand, if you spend too much time grinding, pretty much time to go fight the Dragon Lord, and you don't know, could be a problem. So looks like he's just going to continue exploring until he finds what he needs. Hurt more on knights and other enemies is a grind for experience for sure. Lavkian, I believe, is going to the lower levels of the cave, and so JJ is automatically going to get a little bit of a time advantage from this, because he did not have to do this, and he won't do it. And Lavkian doesn't have the same knowledge. He doesn't have all the quest items already, so he's going down to the lower levels. And see if that makes the difference in the end of the game. Now, he is still fighting along the way, and he's getting some experience, but some of these enemies are pretty weak, so this could be a little bit of a time loss down into these lower levels here. And a red dragon might make this a little bit more interesting, and he's only able to do 6 damage, because remember, Lavkian never went back to the Tantico treasury to find the sword. He's not able to do substantial damage to the red dragon, and he's going to heal up, and he's going to run, and he's going to heal up. A little bit of a tough situation for Lavkian. He desperately doesn't want to leave that last remaining chest unopened. Know that it would not come back to haunt him if he for that last chest, but he doesn't know that. Only makes it out of there, and he has just a little bit more MP left, so this is not a gimme from here. He's got to go down to 1 more level. He's got a little bit of walk to do there. Dragon's right around the corner, so let's see if he makes it. JJ wiping the floor and Druid Lords along the way. Not even bothering to heal himself up with the Heal More spell. He has 8 hit points and he's just trudging along. Just chooses to attack a Magiwyvern. Doesn't do enough damage to kill him. That is just... He's just catching all the breaks. That looked like a mistake. I thought he was going to get sent back home there. I really don't. He wants to Death Warp. Yeah. Doesn't realize that he learned the return spell already. Not sure. So JJ has something in mind. He's going to refill some keys. Into 1 key, so. And Erdrick's Sword for Lavkian, and he's automatically in gold grind status here, so he's just trying to figure out what these messages mean, what exactly is he picking up. On the fighter's ring, so Lavkian puts on the fighter's ring, and he does find that the last chest had some gold. Instantly going into gold grind mode. Let's see if he works his way toward the silver shield. That there's one available in Garenham, so seems to be 5 to 10 minutes behind everything JJ is doing. Just happened to find things in a different way towards some good equipment here. Also not sure if Lavkian ever found the town of Atlin. Was there before, but he didn't have missed him getting the coordinates. But first, he's got gold on his mind, and he's going further with the gold than JJ did. He wants something more than Overshield and the half plate. He already has the Erdrick Sword now, so he doesn't need any kind of weapon. Getting an awful lot of gold out of these chests. Must have the magic armor in mind. When you're this close to getting the armor, I'm not sure. You're only going to have it for about 5 minutes, so. Makes a safety save in case he dies. He can reset the game and not lose his gold. So, gold is locked in. He's on his way to some shops to do some spending. There's making ample use of the repel spell. Exploration a little faster and easier, and there's a cave to JJ's south. Is it the Jerk Cave? And it is the Stones Cave. He had not found that yet. Absolutely no reason for him to open that chest. It's just force of habit, I guess, but it costs him about 15 seconds. He has literally everything he needs in the ring and the death necklace, so can't be anything good in that chest. Dragon's a good thing though. Experience. Let's see if he takes it on. And with the fight first, and oh, he's gonna fight it. Sorry, when you have the Urgic Sword and you're at level those. Again, going to make a key stop over here. Is he going? Is the magic armor for sale in Rimmelda? Let's see if he stops by the shop. Pit stop along the way. Going to take this moment to check out our status windows here. We have AJ with 106 attack power. And 22 hit points, so a little bit more on the hit points, and the death necklace could be coming into play on the seed. 1 magic points, not bad for this level, and with the silver shield and the armor, he's over 80 points of defense now. So should be okay in all categories, just a couple of more levels probably. Adequate stats for the Dragon Lord, just looking for those last couple of things. And he finds Sharlock. So he'll be making that. He's the rainbow drop, so he can. Interesting to see if he decides to grind on the golem in Hawksness. If he has other plans. Don't even need to do much grinding by the time. And on my comments, I know because I'm looking at stats. And we don't have Lavkian marked as having the dragon scale. Did he never actually don the dragon scale? He did, but happens to open his stats window and his defense power is different than what's shown here, then we know. Is he still running around with the cloth armor? Not far away from Drix armor anyway. Bothering with any armor. Still needs to find that token. So JJ with a significant advantage in the exploration category. One last thing. Players are working through the seed pretty efficiently. We are still under an hour. End game status here. I think that Lavkian has not yet defeated this golem, so he's hoping the armor is here. But it's not here. Well, if he's gotten the coordinates yet or not. Task. And tank and heal more. He does have the Urgic Sword, so the golem becomes beatable. Lavkian has the coordinates already, so go straight to that task if once he defeats this golem. Jay going after a red dragon. That's a lot of experience points. Job by JJ, getting a little low on resources. Would like to be able to refill it down, but really hoping that he can stumble upon the cave. He needs that rainbow drop. No. Not really an emergency per se, when you're still getting plenty of experience points along the way, and you don't have the stats to defeat the Dragon Lord just yet. But if he goes another level or two and still can't find this one last cave, that starts to become a problem, because then maybe lost time when you could. We'll see. See if he finds it soon. About an 1,100 point experience lead now for JJ, and of course he has. So lavkian now has already refilled. Let's see. Just gonna be going basement. I have the harp, so uses this moment to put that in for the Staff of Rain. That out of the way. Lavkian now has the Staff of Rain. Him getting the token. So Lavkin's last remaining task is to count out these coordinates, which he's doing now. Armor, and then the Jerk Cave. Did I miss JJ getting the drop? I look and switch screens, or I'm trying to the other guy, something happened, so I apologize for that. It looks like he must have gotten the drop now, because he is in mode. Lavkian. Or if Lavkian previously found the cave, so he will be making his way there directly. It's the last thing he needs to get into grind mode. Map right now, he's standing still on my screen. He's these coordinates. He's using a similar strategy, I think, that AJ used to try and look across the water and find something that's familiar. Oh no, he's doing kind of an area search here. He knows it's got to be around here somewhere. Got to be around here somewhere. Searching. It's buried under the trees. Those leaves around that have fallen onto the ground here. Oh, and he's gonna restart his count. That's got to be frustrating. I missed it. So JJ on level 13, very close to level 14. Battle to do it. right around the square, huh? I feel like if he just should have spent a little bit longer just searching more squares, but it's easy for us to say. Maybe he searched that many squares and it wasn't there. He did something drastically wrong. JJ's, he'd already leveled up. 13 now with just 113 attack power, but remember with the Death Necklace that would go up to 123, and that is not quite enough, but we're getting into the ballpark here. A bit more on the MP, and it's go time. He's got the defense he needs, he's got the hit points he needs. So let's see how quick he can get up to 56 and change for level 14 here. And he's got the armor. Well done for Lavkian, sticking with it. All he needs now, I'm not sure if he visited the drop cave. Found it yet. Got everything he needs. Just has to trade in those quest items for the rainbow drop, and he will be in mode as well. See if both players can be efficient in their end game strategies. Seems to be paying off so far for JJ, extending his experience lead. He's got a 2,000 point experience lead now. Just looking for back to Hawksness. Sure if these players actually draw a map with a on paper. Just I'm winging it here. Wandering. Wander mode here for JJ. Around, covering lots of ground here. On the way are good for experience. We get up to about 5625 is the number, I believe, somewhere in there. He just gets, you know, another 7 or 8 power. MP. Will level 14 die, but we'll see if he feels comfortable with the stats when we get there. Like a couple of the differences so far in the race, I think at the very early levels, JJ was able to find more profitable enemies to kill to get up to the hurt more level, and he also made an early decision to explore further east, and he found Rimildar a little bit faster. Lavkian's playing a solid game. Just so happened that a couple of seem to be breaking JJ's way here, and he's got a nice lead here. Town of Coal, I don't even remember on the town of Coal. He's gonna search the search spot to find the flute. But he knows that it had to be the flute because he's got the armor already and he's got the token. He already searched the Hawksness square. Square, so just fully picking up, I guess, just think maybe he's going to use it when he goes to grind on that. Some differences of opinion about how best to grind the Hawksness enemy, whether it be Stoneman or Golem. Some other enemies that frequently require time-consuming strategies to beat them. To actually use the flute. This is a point of contention. Some say it takes too much time. is going with the early dive here, but he does not have the MP saved up, so maybe he decided that the golem was not a good thing to grind on. Or he's decided to do this. Maybe just getting a scouting report, see how many red dragons are available in this first couple levels, how many AK-47s he's got to dodge. Sometimes it's useful to have some advanced knowledge, and he's grinding the enemies along the way. He's doing quite a bit of damage too now with some decent attack power. And we find a red dragon right there on the second level of the Starlock Castle. So that means, according to what I've heard from other sources, that the red dragon could be on the top floor, the second floor, and the third same zone. And oh, interesting discovery. Now they're not super difficult red dragons, but they are red dragons nonetheless, and they're going to hit you hard, and they're going to agility. I think still maybe only from them or something like that. I don't know those stats, but certainly one of the tough enemies to run from. He's taking a good look at the stats. Definitely 18 now at 122 and see it in time. Let me that window. So he's got 122 with the death necklace. That's 132. 132, you do between 8 and 16 damage to the Dragon Lord for an average damage of 12. I want to get into the 160 range for damage. You're going to have to hit him about 14 times, requiring somewhere around 12 heal mores to deal with that if you don't get any double attacks. And that would require about 96 MP, 88 MP. Has exactly 11 heal mores. It would be nice to have 12, but I'll tell you what, even if he uses the death necklace with 150 MP, he's going to be left with some MP. He's going to be left with somewhere in the 1-teens. Don't have, and with let's say 115 hit points and 90 defense power, you've got a good chance to get at least one double attack. I think you can go here on the level 14. Now, not a sure thing, and if you get back attacked or something else goes wrong, you can't get any double attacks or whatever, sure, you can lose, but I think level 14 is winnable. Just grams, which crunches some percent chances to win. Interesting. It's probably higher than 50-50. It's very close. That is probably about as borderline as it gets. I think I would go for it, just counting on the fact that you could get some double attacks with 150 and 90 defense power. That's one of the reasons you buy that silver shield. The silver shield makes it so that the Dragon Lord just does 3 or 4 or 5 damage less every time you physical. When you do get 2 physicals, that's what gives you the opportunity for a second attack. So let's see if he's going to either go for it, or like he did previously, he was using MP and hurt more and whatnot on the way down, just as a grind strategy. So far he's attacking the red dragon. Seems maybe not comfortable. Level 14 stats. I did a race with JJ earlier this week, very recently, and felt to me like he is a little too conservative when it comes to these stats. He grinds a couple of extra levels sometimes. It's just not quite comfortable. Understandable. You don't want to, if you do die fighting the Dragon Lord, it could cost you 6 or 7 minutes, as opposed to you know, your opponent, maybe if he was grinding another level the whole time, cost yourself 6 or 7 minutes, and oftentimes that's the race. But on the other hand, if you grind an extra level when it's not necessary, you also cost yourself some time. This is kind of a critical decision for JJ. Now, he hasn't spent any MP yet. Maybe he's hoping to conserve it, but I feel like he should not be fighting every single enemy if that's the case. To get to 7,500 from here, he only needs 100 more experience. He does not need to fight every single enemy. These are some of the best enemies he can find, the Star Wyvern. My chances running from the Red Dragon with decent agility stats. Agility, I guess he didn't get any agility bump, did he? Still at 80 agility, so this is looks like it's go time for Lavkian too. What's Lavkian up to here on level 13? His stats are showing 136 hit points and only 113 attack power. And he does not have the MP. He's just coming in here for a grind strategy as well. Okay. To a more up screen here. Okay. AJ has managed to hang on to his MP so far. Awful lot of battles, trying to get to 7,500. And you only need to fight 10 or 12 monsters to get from 6,300 where he was to 7,500. It might include the mini boss at the bottom, or you know, there's a lot of encounters on the way down. So again, like, I would not fight this armored knight. Trying to run from it. Use some herbs, or if he has a full stock of herbs or not. This is a pretty good strategy if he can hang on to his MP. Might be the right move. So I'm glad to see now that he is running away from the more difficult monsters, picking and choosing his spots, fighting the werewolf, defense breaking the wolf as a matter of fact. If he defense breaks the wizards, if he finds any. Sure about the Star Wyvern at 90 defense power. Like, he is defense breaking the Star Wyvern as well. So good strategy here by JJ, picking off the weaker enemies, running from the stronger enemies. Only have another 500 and change to that next level, and even if he gets the very smallest of bumps in stats, he will feel on the Dragon Lord. So this is a very efficient run from JJ so far. Can manage to use every drop of his MP on this grind. He's very close to leveling up to level 14. Is he going to get it there? Now there. One hit point away from dying, and no. Very close. He's one battle away from leveling up. We'll start diving. MP preservation in mind. JJ still has a gamut of 11 heal mores at his disposal, so very good dive so far for JJ. If he does need to burn one, be looking at wanting to get to about 136 for attack power on this level up. He could probably get there with 10 heal mores. So far he's not had to use it, and I would use maybe an herb or two here if I were him, because he's down to 2 herbs now. This is kind of tight now. Wizard's perfect. He's going to level up on this fight. Let's see what he gets for power boost in particular. Full power. if you were to take advantage of the extra 8 MP, you leave and heal up. So that was exactly not what he wanted to see, and he might feel like he needs another level now. And this decision now, I don't know. See how aggressively he wants to fight enemies, but it is way of it if he to getting some good enemies to fight. Let's see how he manages this. This is a critical time in the race now. These decisions are crucial. And Lavkian taking a long look at the level 14 stats, which again, probably doable at level 14 with the Death Necklace. It would be a little dicey, but he's crunching it. And I'll be interested to see if he runs from everything and wants to go at 14, or if he fights his way down and tries to preserve his MP. Or has 82 MP. He used some MP already. By what Lavkin's been up to. I was watching JJ. But JJ still with 88 MP, so it's a dream scenario if he can just get to the mini boss, and if it happens to be something manageable. And the blue dragon puts him to sleep. Oh, and he's still asleep. He wakes up and it's dodging. Oh, this is an issue. Dragon causing problems, and he finally puts him down. And I don't know if he has any other herbs. Boy, oh, he does have 2 herbs. Put the Death Necklace on when you're short on MP like this, if it automatically refills you. It would have been worth putting the Death Necklace on first and seeing where he ended up. He may have been able to conserve those herbs. I don't know how it's programmed exactly, but I thought I saw someone else earlier when they were like halfway, half damaged. Well, let's see what happens. Dragon Lord 1. And wait, is he defense breaking Dragon Lord 1? That was a very wimpy attack. So, hurt more. He's down to 55. He has no more herbs, so he's going to have to just go with it. Not going to get a double attack on his first turn. This is going to be close. He needs probably a double attack. He rolls an 11. I think he's doing still 8 to 16 damage rolls. So he wants to be average. We want to see more 13s, 14s here. This is going to be dicey. I'm glad he went for it at this level, though. I was worried that he was going to try and grind. Lost him. This is tight. Accurate count, unfortunately. Lavkian has burned some MP, so he's not going to be able to make it on this dive. He's going to have to heal up. He just wants to get close enough to that next level. Maybe get the next level entirely. Final dive. And now, with 6 heal mores remaining, he rolls a 14. This is tough. He's going to need a double attack somewhere. This might be a chance. Let's see if he gets one. Gets an attack. Oh, and it was a big attack. Unfortunately, doesn't get the chance for the double hit. So wisely heal more. If he's keeping count, if he'll throw a hurt more if he's way behind, but he is going to be behind here. Really needs to get a double attack. He's going to get one. Heal more. So close. If he could just get a double hit in, he might have it. Oh, there it is. He gets a double attack. He rolls a 14. Oh boy, he has a chance. Be close. That one double attack is what he needed. If he gets 3 hits on this last one. If he gets 3 hits. Oh, starts off with a weak attack. He might get 3 hits. Let's see. Oh, and it's not needed. He has defeated the Dragon Lord. Well done, JJ. That was an excellent run from start to finish. He's going to finish well under an hour and a half. Great job. JJSchmidt 77. You are the winner, sir. GG's out. Assume that maybe in the SRL we're communicating to join us here. See what happens. And let's see if Lavkian decides to finish this out. I think he knows he has to. May have decided to call it there because he would have had to heal up and then dive back in, and maybe he just felt like it was. Great run for Lavkian as well. I felt like just a couple of things just didn't go his way that went JJ's way. Played pretty well. Two. Supposed to be hearing anybody yet. I'm not. Lavkian posting what he thinks happened. He's pretty much spot on that he was not able to find Rimildar as fast. See. The restreamer still with us. I don't know how we can bring up those brackets and everything. Let's see. I have them handy, but I'm not sure that the stream going to be joining us. That thing anyway. Hear somebody. Hey, JJ. JJ, congratulations. That was an excellent run, man. How did you feel about the seed and about how you played? Yeah, I noticed that you were trying a couple of different grind spots all around Tantegel Castle. Once it got to the point where you wanted to look for something stronger than Drakey's, you ended up finding a really good spot with Poltergeists, and you stayed there for a while. That seemed to work out well for you because your opponent was having trouble finding something good, and he continued to grind on Drakey's at that point, and that put you about a level ahead. You were able to take down probably 6 or 8 poltergeists, and he was having trouble keeping up on the pace at that juncture. That was some good decision.
I mean, I didn't find the sword at the very end, but I definitely found the sword later than you did. So I was doing a very, very, very hard grind at the beginning of the game. So
Was
yeah,
this?
I can't remember. Was it like I was probably grinding the poltergeist to level 5 or 6 until I started looking for a town.
Yeah, if I had just gone, because I found obviously Grimham, and then I went around and found Cantlin, and then I grinded for a copper sword, and then I was gonna try and fight some other things, and then instead of going just past Cantlin, I went down south, and yeah, I think I found the sword at like 30 or I found Grimolder and got the sword and did all the sword stuff around 30 or 40 minutes. So
I would say from our point
not
of
gonna
view,
lie.
that was a pretty big turning point. Was that he was able to find the keys a little bit faster and got the sword, and some of the extra exploring that went along with that, and a little bit of the early grinding um, was seemed to fall in JJ's favor as well. Really early in the game, around levels 3 and 4 and 5, he found a couple of sweet spots that got him started a little quicker as well.
Yeah, it happens. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little salty, so I don't really feel like doing a long interview. I know what happens, and that's just how Randomizer
Yeah,
goes. But congratulations to JJSchmidt, and hope you do well in the next round.
nice. Lavkin played a very good game, as from what I saw. Didn't really make any mistakes. Sometimes it's just a matter of who's exploring where.
I know that I took risks against ghosts after knowing they had the baby breath and our HP was so low. Um, and so did that make a huge difference in the early game? I don't know. But yeah, I felt like other than that, I felt like I played a pretty good race. So oh well.
Yeah,
I thought so as well.
I was white knuckling it the whole time because I know what kind of player Lavkian is. Really solid. So I knew if I got astray for too long at any part in the game, I was gonna drop off and get behind.
I thought it was kind of funny that after I got the armor, the only thing I needed to do was find the jerk and Sharlock, and I found the jerk. And I don't think I've ever played a seed where I had everything and actually just needed to go find Sharlock. Like I just hadn't found it yet. It's kind of
Yeah, we had one. I think that happened to Mr. Holmes just a few hours ago as well. So that is a little bit frustrating for sure. You know you're there, you want to go finish the game, and you just don't know where to go.
well, it's not particularly frustrating because I know the golem has kill more, so I'm not gonna go grind on the golem. We don't have stop spell. I'm assuming JJSchmidt never even got stop spell. He probably finished it 15 out of 10. But and to be honest, I'm amazed, JJSchmidt. I'm amazed that you made it down Charlock with that, with the way the first few floors was with those Axe Knights and Red Dragons. I'm actually amazed you made it down as quickly as you did. Because I was fighting my way down to go see what the mini boss was, and then just getting those levels along the way, and yeah, just didn't quite work out. But oh well.
I thought you guys were both playing the end game very well, pretty aggressively. A couple of those levels at the end were so borderline that I was interested to see if you guys were which level you guys were going to choose to go for it.
Honestly, the first time I entered Sharlock, when I noticed, I think when I was looking for Sharlock, I think I hit level 12 and we had like 134 HP or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay, the Death Necklace is going to definitely matter this season. It's definitely going to matter. And then I think it was the next level. I think it was the next level was where we got like another huge HP boost. It was like 154 or something like that. And
Okay.
so both times when I entered Sherlock, both times I said, well, if I make it down with all my MP, it's borderline and there's no reason not to do it. Unfortunately, the first time I didn't even have all my MP the first time I went in. And the second time I went in, well, JJSchmidt had already finished. So I would have definitely, if I had made it down, like I was fighting my way down for levels, not necessarily go fight the Dragon Lord. But if I made it down with a fair amount of MP, I would have tried it. It was borderline, but it was
Yeah,
possible.
it looked like that was what JJ had in mind as well. He was fighting some enemies as well, and just I think his dive just worked out better, and he just never had to burn any MP, and then he just went for it. So
Yeah, I
And so
burned
all
all
that comes into play well is how well you can dive in when you have, kind of what the agility score was about 80, so it's definitely not that easy to get down there. And so, yeah, how that goes is a big factor too.
It looked to me like the bottom half wasn't as bad, but I didn't. I mean, I was on, I think, B6 when JJ finished, so I didn't see what all else was down there. But it looked like if you made it past the first 3 floors, if you got lucky enough to see Star Wyverns and Werewolves instead of Red Dragons and Axe Knight or Armored Knights, then you could potentially just cruise control your way down. Or the game could just decide that you don't get to win today, and you would just get 5 or 6 Red Dragons in a row.
Yeah. The mini boss turned out to be a blue dragon, and that actually caused some problems. It had some things to say.
Sleep and hurt more. Yeah, and still no stop spell at that point. All right.
Right. So that was a close call there. But you're right. The bottom couple of levels seemed to go pretty smoothly for him. What did you think, JJ? What was your mindset going in on those levels? Were you planning on leveling up, or it had to look pretty borderline for you, right, when you were looking at your stats?
Oh yeah, it's exactly like lavkian said. If I didn't make it past that blue dragon with the full 88 MP, I didn't think I was going. I was just going to see what the boss, the mini boss was. I wasn't planning on fighting him, but I thought this is about as lucky as it's going to get. So might as well give it a crack.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because you weren't running from everything. You were definitely fighting some things still as you were going. So I know that you had in mind, like, well, maybe we're going to need another level. And it just so happened that you got there with all your MP.
Yeah, and it was extra frightening just knowing how long of a walk that was going to be if it failed.
Congratulations. I think it was a great race by both. Somebody posted the link for the brackets, so I look earlier. I don't remember exactly what's happening from here. Looks like JJ is moving to the skeleton round, where I don't think we know who your opponent will be yet for that one.
His opponent, I believe, is going to be, I think, the loser of Sparkover and Jackamus. So I'm pretty sure it's either Sparkover or Jackamus, because I was looking at that to see if I won this match. I was trying to figure out who my next opponent was going to be. So I think it's going to be either Sparkover or Jackamus. But I'm not actually looking at the bracket. That's just based on what
I'm not sure. I'm looking at something that says rank 89 and the loser of a match that hasn't happened yet. So, oh yes, Sparkover and Jackamus. You're right. And then I think they still have to play someone. And then we'll get there.
I know me.
Could be reading it wrong though. All these races have been fun to watch. There's still plenty more to watch and enjoy.
Yeah, just want to give a quick shout out. Thanks Up to No Good for doing the commentary. Thanks to JJSchmidt for doing the hosting. Congratulations again to JJSchmidt. Good luck in the next round, and thanks everyone for watching. I'm gonna head out. Got some other stuff to do. Have a nice day, guys.
All right, sir. Thanks for talking to us. Any final thoughts from you, JJ?
No, I mean, it's not going to get, I didn't anticipate winning, so I know it's not going to get any easier from here, but I'm excited to move on, I suppose.
Very nice. I guess, yeah, you have a little waiting to do, I think, before you know for sure who your opponent will be, but that's part of the fun. You get to watch some races and see who it's going to be.
Yes, sir.
So, right, I guess we're done here. That was a heck of a race. Well done. Not sure if anything else is coming up tonight on Randomizer Mania, but should be some more Dragon Warrior randomizer races over the next couple of days. Those. So thanks to Ouija for restreaming, and I'm glad I got to do some commentary. Hopefully everybody out there that was watching had a good time, and we'll see you next time. I'm done. I'll see you guys later.